In this video, I'm going to talk about the second class of food additive, which is the preservative. So preservative, the main function is to kill or stop the growth of microorganisms in food, which can cause spoilage in foods. Yeah? And some of the microorganisms can even produce toxin, which can cause food poisoning. So there are few methods that can be used to stop the bacterial growth. The first one is dehydration or removal of water. So in this method, the microorganism stop growing because lack of water, and usually food is dried by blowing hot dry air, and usually we can see this method in dried meat, vegetable, fruits, or dried fish. So this is an example of dehydration method used to produce salted fish. And then food can also be soaked in concentrated salt or sugar solution to remove the water. For example, like jam and fruits in heavy syrup. So the next approach is altering the temperature. So it can be done through two methods. The first one is the heat treatment. So that the heat can kill bacteria cells and destroy spores. Yeah? And then the other method is the freezing method, where the growth of the microorganism and the rate of chemical reaction which cause food spoilage are retarded. You know that in order for a microorganism to grow, they need an optimum temperature. But if we freeze them, their function is retarded, yeah. So they will not grow. And the other method on how to um, on how to preserve food is by lowering the pH of the food by adding acid. For example, we can add vinegar because the acid in the vinegar can kill bacteria. So we can also add other acids such as sulfur dioxide and also benzoic acid. Okay, for example, we can observe this in the preparation of pickled onions and cucumbers. Okay, these are the example of uh, pickle fruits or pickled cucumbers. Yeah? Okay, the most common preservative used in food preservation is benzoic acid. And benzoic acid can be found in many types of berries, plums, prunes, and also some spices. So normally it is used in the form of benzoic acid or benzoate. It is soluble in water. So at 18 degrees Celsius, around 0.27% of solubility, while sodium benzoate is more soluble, around 66 gram per 100 ml at 20 degrees Celsius. So sodium benzoate is ion. That's why, or salt. So that's why it is more soluble in water compared to the benzoic acid. And benzoic acid is known as effective antimicrobial agent, and the optimum pH range is from 2.5 to 4.0, which make it is an effective antimicrobial agent in high acid foods, fruit drinks, carbonated beverages, and also pickles. So benzoic acid are also widely used in products such as margarine, salad dressing, soy sauce, and jams. Another types of preservative other than benzoic acid, it is sulfur dioxide. Yeah, sulfur dioxide also acidic. Yeah, and sulfur dioxide and sulfide have long been used as preservative, and both of them serve as antimicrobial substance and also antioxidant. So sulfur dioxide exists in a gas form and can be used in compressed form in cylinders, and it is liquid under pressure of 3.4 atmospheric pressure, and it can be injected directly in liquid. So after the sulfur dioxide is injected directly in liquid, it dissolves and forms sulfurous acid. So this sulfurous acid is actually the one that inhibits the growth of mold, bacteria, and yeast in food products. So after that, the bisulfite ion produced, it can react with aldehyde, ketones, and certain sugars to form addition compounds. Okay, this is the chemical reaction of the sulfur dioxide. So this sulfur dioxide in gas form, okay, once it mixed with water, plus, this should be plus, and then it will give you sulfurous acid. So this sulfurous acid will associate, will give you hydrogen plus and also bisulfite ion. And then bisulfite ion will react with the ketone or aldehyde to give you addition compounds. This is addition compounds. So the use of sulfur dioxide is not permitted in foods that contain significant quantities of thiamine, because this vitamin is destroyed by sulfur dioxide. So usually in wine, you can add as much as 350 ppm. So this is the maximum amount permitted in wine. And SO2 is also widely used in dry fruit, where level may be up to 2000 ppm. And the acceptable daily intake is set at 1.5 milligram per kg overweight, meaning body weight. So if you are 10 kg times 10, so it should be around 15 milligram. So if you 100, so 150 milligram per kilogram. Other than sulfur dioxide, there are also preservatives which are called nitrates and nitrites. So usually nitrate and nitrite contain in curing salts. And both nitrate and nitrites have antimicrobial action. And usually nitrate is used in the production of cheese to prevent gas formation by butyric acid forming bacteria. And the action of nitrite in meat is usually to inhibit the toxin formation by Clostridium botulinum, which can emit toxin that will cause food poisoning. However, the major concern about the use of nitrite was the secondary amines in food that may react to form nitrosamine. Okay, this is the nitrite. This is the nitrite. So when we have secondary amine in our food, of course we have usually if we eat protein, so there are lots of amine in there. So amine will react with nitrite to give this compound, which is called nitrosamines. So these nitrosamines are not good for health because they are known as a powerful carcinogen, and they can also be mutagenic and teratogenic as well. And the acceptable daily intake of nitrite has been set at 60 milligram per person per day. So we cannot exceed the amount of acceptable daily intake of nitrite, otherwise it will react with the amino acid or proteins in food and will produce nitrosamine, which is bad for our health. Okay, that's the end of this video. I will continue on the next class of preservative in the next video.